Hello, welcome to Campus Spotlight. I'm Mackenzie Payton, a communication major at Missouri Southern State University. This program features a look at life on campus at MSSU. The interviews were conducted by students in the professional interviewing class in the fall of 2016. This program provides some insights into the Department of Communication. We begin the program with Josh Hadley interviewing the department chair, Ward Bryant. Here's that interview.
Hi, my name is Josh Hadley and I'm with KGCS TV and I'm here with Dr. Ward. How you doing, Dr. Ward? I'm here to ask you some questions today. Thank you for your time.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Yes, sir. So if you could give me a little bit of history about how you got into communications and how that came along.
I'm probably like most students, you start in one area, then you kind of find your way to it. So I first thought was political science, then to theater, and then came into radio, television, film, which is in the communication area. And part of it's just dealt with the learning style that you find out what type of learning style worked for me, and that's the learning style that seemed a little bit more understandable to myself.
Okay. Would you say that you had a big inspiration that helped you, that brought you along, a specific person or a specific group that made you want to?
Probably the teachers. Of course, there's the different teachers that I had along the way that you get in the class that you enjoy and fits your desire and your passion and everything along the line. Then, of course, other influences. For me, it was films that I enjoyed and trying to communicate that storyline across that they would have.
Okay.
And just that ideas, like, that would be something I'd love to do.
Awesome, awesome. Have you noticed that there's been an increase in enrollment here at Missouri Southern?
Absolutely, and it's really nice. Even in our apartment, it's kind of have a small but steady growth and everything in it, and in all the different areas that we've kind of increased over the past few semesters, and we're around about 159 majors that's split between mass communications and public relations.
Oh, wow, wow. Would you say that that has had an effect on the students in the comm department?
Yeah, well, you could go through the process that you have more students engaged, helps other students going through and get involved. So even with the chart, last couple semesters haven't been a lot of people, but they've seen a growth, and again, they get more people involved and better publications. Same thing with the TV station. If you get more people involved, then you get more productions. Everybody gets a little bit more experience along the line.
Okay. What advice would you give to communication students here at Missouri Southern?
Taking advantage of every opportunity that they can. So we give a lot of opportunities to the students. So we have the TV station, we have a radio station that broadcasts. The students have publications dealing with the newspaper with Vivid, have PRSSA. And again, it's just getting that experience as soon as you can, as much as you can. Because when you go through and graduate, you want to have all the things that you could put on your e-portfolio to show all the different things that you've done and what you've created. And again, that makes them stand out as opposed to others who maybe went to a larger institution that only got hands-on experience, maybe their junior or possibly even senior year.
Okay, that's good, that's real good. What advice would you give to students just in general coming to Missouri Southern?
Besides the involvement, of course, a little thing like attending class always seems to be helpful. But other things is just, besides that involvement in the areas, is involvement in the community, involvement in other organizations. So really going through and reaching out, and even the process of trying to go through and donate your time to help other people and other organizations, whether it's nonprofit.
So there's a lot of intangibles that can help students
absolutely
be beyond the classroom.
And that community involvement is really important. A lot of times employers will look at that too. You know, did they have an internship? Were they involved in the community? Because they want them to be part of their business and part of the community too.
Okay. Dr. Ward, you've been a great help. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. I'm sure this interview has been beneficial for comm students and students across Missouri Southern. So thank you.
Well, thank you.
KGCS TV is one of the services provided by the Communication Department. Callie Woods had a chance to visit with the station Creative Services Director in this interview.
Hello, I'm Callie Woods, and today for Campus Spotlight I have with me Bill Hunt, the Director of Creative Services for KGCS. Hi Bill, how's it going today?
Well, hello Callie, pretty good. It's going to be a pretty nice day, I think.
Alrighty. So today we're going to be talking about Missouri Southern's KGCS TV station. So could you start out kind of telling me what exactly does KGCS mean, who does it air for, and what exactly does it air?
Well, KGCS TV is the on-campus Missouri Southern State University television station that's started here, I believe, in 1984. A couple of years after that, Judy came along in '86, and then I came along in '00. And what we do is we are a commercially licensed broadcast television station, and that means we have a tower, an antenna, and a transmitter, and we are at the moment affiliated with a contract, I can't think of the name of U2. I was looking for that. U2 out of Central Texas. We broadcast their programming, and then we also broadcast the programming that you guys do, that the students do, and we do quite a bit of sports programming, and we reach about 160,000 households over the air through broadcast.
Wow. So what exactly is your involvement in the station? What does a Director of Creative Services mean?
Well, there's a lot to that, but I think the biggest points of it are that myself and Judy and Mr. Bryant and Kisa and Don and Tom, our engineers, we actually run a television station. We just happen to be on the campus of a university. And we do programming. Specifically, my job means that I help Judy with her Newsmakers programming. You've helped us with a lot of those. The students help with a lot of that. Judy will do anywhere from 50 to maybe 75 Newsmakers shows per semester, per season, and she's been doing those for several years. And we share that programming, that Newsmakers programming, with KOAM TV. So every Newsmakers program that we do, I make a second copy of it and share it with KOAM, and they'll air it. Then I also make a third copy of it and put it on the KGCS YouTube channel. And so we share it that way too. We get a lot of hits that way too. A lot of people go to YouTube to watch things. Sometimes even before I get them on the air, they go to YouTube to see them.
Gotcha. So what channels on their television station should viewers look for KGCS?
Well, KGCS can be seen over the air with antenna or rabbit ears, whatever you want to call it, on channel 22. We broadcast in a pretty good area from around Joplin, I'd say maybe, depending on the terrain, 20 to 50 miles. And then on cable channel 6, I believe, cable 1, channel 6, and then the cable in Carl Junction, I believe it's channel 2. So if you're here on campus and you're in the dorms, I think we're channel 6 on cable 1.
Okay. So I know KGCS is involved in broadcasting the Missouri Southern football games. What exactly goes into kind of the production of that?
Well, that's a big deal because that takes, you've helped me do some of that. It takes a student crew of about 8 to 10 people to pull that off. Usually put cameras up on the roof of the football stadium and cameras down on the field. We've got a wireless camera setup we use on the field. And then we have a technical director who actually punches the buttons and punches up the cameras, and an assistant technical director. And then I have a couple of guys, actually 3 guys, and it's been guys and gals, do the play-by-play announcing for that. So it's a huge team effort, and I guarantee you, in that production, you will learn a whole lot more than just running a camera. You're going to learn how to communicate and how to produce, how to direct, and how to set it up, how to tear it down. There's a whole lot to it.
And that is live broadcasted, right? So if you can't be in the stands, that's what you need to look for? You
bet. That's a live broadcast on 22, and it's also a live broadcast streaming through a company called Stretch Internet, which is a service you have to pay for, but we get a lot of hits through that too. So it's live on streaming on the internet, it's live on 22, and then the next night, a Sunday night, it's replayed. It's rebroadcast on a Sunday night. That's why the name of the show is called Southern Sports Sunday, because we actually rebroadcast it on Sunday nights.
Gotcha. So someone who wants to become involved in KGCS, where should they start as a student? Is there a class to take?
Well, there are several classes to take. If you're interested, I would suggest that you talk to your advisor. Hopefully you would be a comm major. You would be interested in television, broadcasting, and radio as well. We do live radio broadcast. We've got a team of right now 3 that do the live radio broadcast. So you can come talk to me, you can come talk to Kisa Clark or Judy Stiles or your advisor. Any advisor could help you get into these programs.
Gotcha. Okay, well that's all the time we have today. Thanks for sitting down with me, Bill. I'm Callie Woods for Campus Spotlight. Thanks for watching.
Faculty members work with students in various areas of the department. New opportunities are available this year with the campus radio station, as we find out in this interview.
Hello and welcome to Campus Spotlight, the show where we take an in-depth look into the students, faculty, and staff's lives here on MSSU. Today with me I have Kisa Clark. Kisa, how are you today?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good.
Great.
I understand that at one point you were a student here, but we're going to focus on the faculty part of it. How long have you been here at MSSU?
No, I'm starting my second year as a faculty member.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And what made you decide to go into mass communications itself?
Yes, well, originally back when I was a student, as you mentioned, and when I was a little girl, my goal was to be a news anchor, and so I decided to study news broadcasting, and I liked that, but also discovered other aspects of documentary production and communication studies in general, and decided I wanted to keep studying that, and went on and got my master's, and then realized I like teaching a lot too, and so that just kind of led me into teaching
Segued into it, right?
Yeah, it worked good,
Yeah.
pretty well.
Well, I am aware that you have a couple job titles here. What are a couple of those?
Well, my main title is Lecturer of Communication in the Communication Department. So I teach some production courses as well as other communication courses like small group communication, gender communication, and intercultural communication, and some other media related classes. So I enjoy having kind of a variety of classes. And then I also am the practicum instructor for the KXMS radio station here at Missouri Southern.
Well, that's the focus of this interview specifically. How did you get the job as the instructor for KXMS?
Well, it was kind of one of those things. Our manager that we used to have of the station retired, and so we kind of needed someone to fill in the position to help out with the practicum, because we do have a student who is the manager, but need a faculty member there. And so since I have experience in broadcasting, I got that position, and so far it's been fun. It's been, because I've in the past more helped out with TV, so I'm enjoying kind of learning about radio more specifically as well.
Yeah, is it so you haven't had any actual experience
radio
with?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've helped out a little bit, in the past, but yeah, as a student, I never took the radio practicum. And really, the practicum has improved. In the past, we really didn't have student programming, and that's probably part of the reason why I wasn't as interested when I was a student. So it's great that we have more opportunities, for students to create their own music programs, host their own programs, and so yeah.
Speaking of students themselves, how many students are actually in the practicum right now?
We have record enrollment in the practicum. I know, just this semester, we have more students in there than we've had, in the past several years. So it's great. I think we're at 13 between both the normal and advanced practicum in there.
I got you. What exactly do the students do while they're in the practicum?
They basically, they help us run the station, so they learn how to do things like run the control board when necessary. And but also, the main aspect is that they create their own, radio program. They pick a music genre, and then every week they pick a playlist, of songs to play in an hour-long program, and they're the host, so they have to come up with voice tracks, of introducing the songs and introducing the show, and they're the host of their own show. So they create an hour-long radio music program.
Wonderful, and it sounds like they get a lot of actual radio experience.
Yes. We are a broadcast radio station, so their shows are on air. People get to listen to them, and yeah, it's great. Just experience and resume building, and overall a student ran radio station, which is great for our university.
Well, wonderful. I know that we have recently gotten the EncoDad system.
Yes.
Are there any other improvements that you'd like to make to the practicum itself?
Yeah, well, little things like, even we were talking about, some of our students make PSAs, and we don't have as big of a library of, kind of background music that would be useful to that. So little things like that, maybe improving mics here and there, but yeah.
Okay. The last question that I have for you today is, if a student had questions or wanted to be part of the practicum, where could they go to get that information?
Yes, yeah. I mean, they can come and see me, talk to me about it. I'm in Webster 134, but also just go to the KXMS radio station would be a great place to start to kind of see how it is, and see Kirsten Blazer, who is our actual student manager of the station, and she really helps out our students in the practicum, so she would also be a great person to talk to.
Awesome, wonderful. Kisa,
Yes,
thank you for all of your help today.
No problem. Thank
I'm
you.
glad that
Yes,
we got to interview.
Yes.
This has been Campus Spotlight with Dalton Purdy.
Another growing area of interest in the department is public relations. In this interview, Shane Jones visits with Assistant Professor Natalie Greek.
So what have your experiences been like here at Southern?
Well, I've been here, I'm into my second year, and it has been fantastic. I love what I teach. So I'm teaching Intro to Public Relations. I've taught crisis communication. I'm in my second semester of teaching crisis communication. And I've loved what I've been able to do in the classroom, but more so I've really enjoyed the students.
Awesome. So how long have you been teaching?
That's been 7 years. So
Okay.
even in the master's program and the PhD program, every place I've gone, you're in the classroom immediately. So I'm actually going into my 7.5 years in the classroom.
Wow, that's a long time actually. So I know this is your first year as a PRSSA advisor.
Yes.
So like, have you learned anything new, or like, tell me what that's like?
Absolutely. So getting students excited about doing things out of the classroom. So starting off into a couple weeks last semester, starting that position was interesting. So seeing leadership change, seeing students come in and out, it's so great to see how, what I've learned is seeing how the culture can change just in between semesters, depending on who's joining and what activities we're doing.
So what have you gained since you've been here in Missouri Southern? I mean, I know it's a short amount of time, but...
You know, honestly, relationships with students, seeing people grow it's hard to see students graduate, but in the end, it's so rewarding to see all of you get excited about your career or something beyond school, and that's wonderful.
That actually makes me think I want to stay here forever. But so my last question is, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Here, hopefully. But you know, I am tenure track and would love to stay at Missouri Southern. But I see myself moving forward with my from assistant professor to associate professor is the goal. But just seeing myself growing, even in the new classes I teach, I'm always up on research, and I still submit to conferences and trying to make sure I'm current so that what I teach in the classroom is also current. So maybe a few more goals with regards to research, but also service, and just continuing to grow some roots in the community.
And so, if you don't mind me asking, what is the difference between the assistant and the associate?
Assistant, so you start out, if you're tenure track, you start out as assistant professor, and then through quite a process, you can be tenured for or gain promotion to associate professor, and then beyond associate, you can be full professor. So even when you make it to professor, or you know, you earn your PhD, there's still a process.
So do you see yourself being like the department chair, like eventually? I mean, I'm not trying to take Ward's job from him, but it's always a thought.
I do love taking leadership roles, so down the road, quite possibly, but that's still quite a few years away.
Okay, well, that's all for now. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
And that's it.
There's one other area of communication highlighted by student interviews, public relations. Grace Kelly found out about the PR student group in this interview.
Hi, my name is Grace Kelly, and I'm here today with Mariah Evans, the president of Missouri Southern's Public Relations Student Society of America chapter, and she's going to answer a few questions today. How are you today, Mariah?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Can you maybe just tell us a little bit about PRSSA for those who don't really know what it is?
Yeah, so PRSSA, it's the Public Relations Student Society of America. It's a stepping stone to PRSA, which is the Public Relations Society of America, and that organization is for professionals who are already out working in the PR field. So the student chapter allows us to enhance our education and get that experience that we're going to need in the future whenever we are out working in the PR field. So it's just a really good organization for students to get that opportunity now while we're in school.
Right, and now PRSSA is relatively new to Missouri Southern. Were there any struggles really getting this chapter started about 2 years ago?
Yeah, so we got our charter in 2013. So really since then we've been having to kind of develop the structure, kind of understand what you do as PRSSA, as the chapter. So we've just been working on developing structure, organization to our chapter, because we can one day become a firm where we can actually have clients out in the community and we can be doing PR work for them and get their business and raise money for our organization that way. So right now we're just developing ourselves as a PRSSA chapter before we start our firm.
Awesome. So since you can work towards getting clients out in the field and everything, what are you doing now? What kind of things are you involved in to really set that stepping stone for the future?
Yeah, so far we've done work for Gusano's here in Joplin, Gusano's Pizza. We've done social media for them. We've helped them with their college night promos. And then we've also done stuff with the Carthage Area Chamber of Commerce. We've helped them with their 75th anniversary of their Maple Leaf this year. So we got to work with them on that as well. And then also right now we're doing a scavenger hunt through social media. So this Friday, students are encouraged to look at our Facebook page at 10 a.m. We're going to post the destinations to the locations they'll have to visit and go take a picture in front of. And then the first student to post all their pictures to our Facebook page is going to win a ton of gift cards from all of our donors. Places like Tropical Smoothie, Gusano's, Del Rio, Krabby's. So they'll have a chance to win a lot of good stuff.
Right, and that's this Friday, the October 28th.
Yes.
Okay,
Friday,
of this
October 28th, 10 a.m.
Perfect. Now, for students who are watching this, how can they get involved in PRSSA and start going to meetings?
So you can get involved in PRSSA by just attending our meetings. They're held every Thursday at 2:30 in Webster Room 111. So they can kind of come and just check us out and see what we're about. If they're interested in joining, there's really no requirements. You don't have to be a communication or public relations major. We have a very diverse group. We have marketing, even math majors. So you can really be any type of major to join. And it's $70 for the year, and that includes your national dues and everything. So like I said, you only have to pay that yearly, not each semester. So it's a really good deal. So.
All right, well, thank you for being here with me today.
You're welcome.
One of the other services provided by the communication department is the campus newspaper, The Chart. Jasmine Jeffrey had a chance to visit with the editor about his role.
Welcome to Campus Spotlight. My name is Jasmine Jeffrey. Here interviewing with me is the editor-in-chief, Matt Barnes. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How's it going?
Oh man, living the dream. I have a couple of questions for you, so hopefully you are able to answer them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. All right, let's jump into it. How long has the chart been around and who founded it?
Well, back in the day, before Missouri Southern was actually Missouri Southern, it used to be called Joplin Junior College.
Right.
They didn't have a newspaper at first. They actually just published a short little rundown of what was happening on campus in the Joplin High School paper,
right.
Which is called the Spyglass. So in 1938, some students decided that they needed their own paper. Mm-hmm. So some people got together and formed a paper called the Challenger. And eventually, the next year, 1939, one of the students who was a part of that, Kenneth McCaleb, right. broke off and started the Chart. And it's been around ever since.
Wow.
Yeah.
So with that being said, how can the MSSU students be more aware of it or get involved with it?
Mm-hmm. Well, we distribute the paper around campus. It's in every building. I think we can maybe do a little bit better job of getting our name out there.
Right.
We are on social media. I feel like maybe we can, take a step forward in that department, though, and become a little more active on Twitter and things like that, and bring the news to the students where they're actually getting their news on an everyday basis.
Right.
So, look for that to be a major part of our platform going forward.
Mm-hmm. So could you tell me the names of your social media, like Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, if you have that?
Yeah, our website is thechartonline.com. We post all our stories there.
Okay.
Exclusive content, videos, photos. Our Twitter is @thechartonline. So, for all you guys out there, make sure to follow us.
Yeah.
Our Facebook is the same, so it's pretty easy to follow us there. Instagram, the same.
Wow.
It's all The Chart Online. So, make sure to go check that out. We've got a lot of good information, exclusive content on there.
Awesome. So is it possible for students like me and other students to get involved, and how can we do that?
Yeah, for sure. We're always looking for new people to come be a part of our staff.
So anything. So it could be sports, it can be entertainment, it can be fashion, it could be anything, right?
Whatever your interests are, we've got a place for you. There's students here who love to write, and there might be students here who love sports but maybe don't like to write as much. There's different things you can do for us. You can go to some of the games and take pictures, talk to some of the players,
right.
Keep stats maybe. Whatever your interests are, we can find something for you to do to help us. We'd love to have anybody who's out there that's willing to be a part of our staff.
Awesome. And my last question is going to be any achievements or opportunities that the chart has given you guys.
Well, we've had a lot of achievements. It's given me a lot of great opportunities as well. The paper is historically won a lot of awards over the years.
Right.
Every year we go to the Associated College Press Conference. It's a national conference of all college media, and we historically have won a lot of awards there. The Missouri State Media Association, MCMA, Missouri College Media Association, holds their own awards. We've won several design awards, news content awards, things like that. It's a great opportunity. You get to travel. We just got back from attending a conference in Washington, D.C. this past weekend.
Awesome.
So it's a really great opportunity, especially after you graduate, to put something like this on your resume. I think it's a great opportunity for students.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming out and hanging out with me and answering some questions.
Thank
you for joining me. My name is Jasmine Jeffrey, once again with Matt Barnes. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you for joining us for this program looking at the Department of Communication at Missouri Southern. This is one in a series of programs highlighting life on campus. We invite you to stay tuned for future programs of Campus Spotlight as we interview others from campus. I'm Mackenzie Payton. Thank you for joining us today.